Sportos, motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebies, dickheads. They all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude.
From Hollywood. Welcome to the Rat's Ass Podcast with Mojo Elliott.
Well, I'm going to try my gosh darndest to find the funny for you today, but hey, who wants to win an exotic trip to the Hormuz Island off the Strait of Hormuz in Iran?
Get the fuck out of here.
No, come on, I hear it's a blast.
Who gives a rat's ass?
From the musty, dusty Mojo studio on Sunset and Vine, surrounded by filthy felons, here comes another throbbing, action-packed adventure.
Let's do it.
Here's what's on tap on the Wrap. Do we have news networks or influencer networks in America today? We'll explore it. Want to hear a crazy conspiracy theory? Well, stick around. I'll get into what the hell's happening on the X platform these days and what are the top 5 most hated states in America. I'm not jerking your chain when I say number 1 will shock you. Another round of head trauma is on the way. It sounds dirty, but it's not, is coming up. Plus our usual lunacy and loose behavior, including the angry American. And bonk bonk on the head. That's what's happening today on the Rat's Ass Podcast for Monday, July 20th. I trust you had a good weekend. Hope you did. Had an amazing, spectacular weekend full of fun and frolic. I'll let your imagination spin with that one, but I do need to get this off my chest once and for all because a lot of the emails we're getting simply says to us, you're not getting it yet. And I want to do this at the beginning so it doesn't get buried in all the lunacy and loose behavior that I'm about to bestow upon you. Now, I have been and will always be a libertarian, and it's been that way since 1989. That's 37 years. So what is the definition of a libertarian? We believe in limited government, personal freedom, and capitalism. It's that simple. Limited government, personal freedom, and capitalism. Libertarians are not part of the MAGA movement. Libertarianism is our movement. We simply believe we don't need the government to wipe our ass, to live our lives. We believe in you being you and we being us. That means go live your life, knock yourself out, have a good time. Whatever you're into, go do it. It's no skin off our astrobula, as long as you don't try to force your beliefs down our throats or do harm to others. We're cool with it. Capitalism over socialism that always turns into communism is the best way to secure your financial future. I mean, nothing says freedom more than enough fuck you money in an offshore bank account. Now, I heard this quote over the weekend. I thought it was the best. It really brought it home for me, and I want you to listen close because I want you to learn it, know it, and live it. So come closer, please. A little closer. Give me both your ears. Have I got your attention? All right, here's the wind-up. And the pitch. When the Berlin Wall came down in 1989, nobody ran to the communist side. Nobody ran to the communist side. Why do you think that was? I hope that sank in. All right, let's get into the wrap today. Did you see where the UK has their 4th prime minister in 5 years and their 7th in 10 years? I mean, that's insanity. Can you imagine if we had 7 presidents in 10 years? His name is Andy Burnham, and he's another one of these socialist dipshits who has all these big ideas, which means he'll probably be out within a year. Too bad we don't have that luxury. 4 years of Biden? God. After 1 year, we're ready to kick his ass out, but we're stuck with him. But, you know, the UK is such a great country, giving us so many cool traditions. I'd love to go visit, but not in its current condition. All right, last week, President Trump gave a speech about election interference, and only Fox News, Newsmax, and NewsNation carried the entire speech. CBS and CNN started until they heard something they didn't like, and they cut it. ABC, NBC, and MS Now, formerly MSNBC, or the Lipstick on a Pig network, none of them bothered to carry it, but they did commentary. You know, when I ran news talk radio stations, it was mandatory we carry 100% of the president's speech. Democrat or Republican, didn't matter. It was about upholding news credibility and living up to our listener expectations, knowing full well if we didn't carry it, listeners who cared would leave to hear it elsewhere. And nothing destroys a brand faster than sending listeners or viewers elsewhere to find content they expected to hear on your station. I developed a simple programming philosophy over the years because I worked with some of the best in the business ever, and that was news focuses on the facts, talk that they offer up the commentary. News anchors were forbidden to offer their opinions. And that's how we walk the line between news and talk. Now, as I step back and watch this mess unfold last week, it's clear to me that ABC, CBS, CNN, NBC, and MS Now are no longer news outlets. They are merely news influencers who only let you see what they want you to see and tell you what they want you to hear. What separates Fox News, Newsmax, and News Nation is they let you watch Trump's speech so that you can come up with your own conclusions. Every network is going to offer up commentary. But my question to the networks who didn't carry Trump's speech or part of it, how in the hell can you be fair, balanced, and unbiased when you won't allow your audience to watch what you're talking about? See, that's what makes you a news influencer. And you have absolutely no credibility left. All right, here's a crazy conspiracy theory for you. What if the Republican Party was behind running all these half-wit Democratic socialists to destroy the Democratic Party from within? Because when you think about it, when sane voters realize these ideas being put forth by the DSA are ridiculous and would really destroy America, their only option is to vote for Republicans. That's how we get one-party Republican rule in the United States. Sounds crazy? A little crazy conspiracy theory there for you. But you know what? Even if the DSA wins a few elections here and there, they're still going to be controlled by the elites who bought and paid for the United States a long time ago.
I'm talking about the real owners now. The real owners, the big wealthy business interests that control things and make all the important decisions. Forget the politicians. The politicians are put there to give you the idea that you have freedom of choice. You don't. You have no choice. You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear. They got you by the balls.
Ladies and gentlemen, George Carlin. Yes. Telling it like it is. Yeah, but kick it around and talk amongst yourselves about it, okay? So what the hell is going on with X, formerly Twitter? Over the past couple of months, they've been screwing with the platform, making changes that, quite honestly, make it more difficult to navigate. First, they purged a bunch of GIFs. Now what's left really sucks. And for me, the right GIF to act as an exclamation point to my responses is key to having an impact, man. They also got rid of the most frequently used GIFs, which pissed me off too. Then they made it harder to find and create a poll. Not that I'm a big poll guy, but when I want to create a poll, it would be nice to find the poll really easy. And they gave no explanation. They just made the change, and you had to figure it out for yourself. So if you can't find the poll section, by the way, on the app, you simply go to the navigation bar, swipe left, and it appears. Now, I use the like section a lot because I save interesting bits and content to use here on the podcast. One day, the like section disappeared. Now, I've learned to go to Grok and ask what the hell is going on with the platform, and sometimes, most times, it knows. Now, in this case, you have to tap on the photo to bring up your history section on the left, and then you find your likes there instead of the navigation bar. Now, if you want to save a photo or a video, you have to press on it, and it will give you a drop-down menu to select how you want to use the photo or video. And finally, if you suddenly can't find your replies and reposts, where you find your posts, again, swipe left, and you'll find your replies, posts, and videos there. The bottom line, though, X has made the platform less efficient for no other reason than to add more AI options, which they plan to sell. And I get it. They're trying to be a profitable platform. Everybody has the right to make money. That's capitalism. We love it. But what I found is Grok is tremendous. And it doesn't really play games like ChatGPT or DuckDuckGo where they time out your conversation and make you say, well, come back 6 hours from now and we'll finish this conversation, unless you want to upgrade and buy the platform. Yeah, no, Grok doesn't do that. At least not yet, anyway. What are the 5 most hated states in America? Now, I want you to hang on for number 1 because I was shocked by this, and I'm sure you will be too. I still haven't got over it. Number 5, they put New Jersey, high taxes, immigration, political corruption as the reason. Number 4, I don't think it belongs, but maybe it does. Nevada, hot weather, high cost of hotels and transportation. Number 3 was Alaska. I was kind of surprised by that one. They got the Northern Lights for crying out loud, but cold weather and lack of opportunity. Number 2, you thought number 1 was California, but no. Number 2 is California. Due to its high taxes, immigration, poor education, mass exodus of business and population, plus political corruption. So what do you think number one is? Who's left? You're thinking New York, aren't you? Not there. Not in the top 5. Number 1, Illinois. Bad weather, high taxes, political corruption, immigration, murder, and the mass exodus of business and population. Illinois, number 1. Didn't see that one coming. Kind of disagree with this. I mean, New York State, not the top 5, really? You know, there's no bigger shithole than New York State and New York City. So I'm going to fix it for him. I'm going to put Nevada at number 5 because, you know what, it costs me more to take an Uber to the hotel from the airport than it does to fly from LA to Vegas. That's ridiculous. Number 4, I'm going to put California at number 4. Illinois at number 3, New Jersey at number 2, and New York at number 1 for all the reasons that were mentioned before. Because there is no redeeming qualities about Illinois, New Jersey, or New York. At least California has decent weather. That's why it's number 4. The most loved state? Hawaii. I'll agree with that one. And I recommend if you ever go to Hawaii and you haven't been, you got to go to Maui first and take the road to Hana. Trust me. Unbelievable. That road and the waterfall. Oh, that's the payoff for you. All right, who's ready to find out why the angry American has an inflamed anus this morning? This is Tim Kramer.
What's going to happen with all this new information of all the cheating and all the rigging and all the bullshit that's been going on, all the stuff that we said was happening, what's going to happen? Well, my prediction is nothing. Absolutely nothing. Why? Because you, the people who have been bitching about it for years now, aren't going to do anything about it. You're going to sit there in your lazy boy and you're going to expect somebody else in government, the people who have been cheating and rigging the system, you're going to expect them to hold themselves accountable. When the left had a problem with what happened to George Floyd, they nearly burned down the world. That was a guy who died of a fentanyl overdose. These people are trying to steal your country out from underneath you. You have a choice. Choose wisely.
Ooh, that's a bingo.
He's as loose as a goose and as bad as broccoli.
Loser.
Here's Mojo Elliott with his spin on sports on the Wrap.
I'm not going to even pay any attention to her. God, bad as broccoli? Vile weed. All right, congrats. In order for Spain, who won the World Cup 1-0 over Argentina. I tried to watch the game, and it was so slow to me, it was like watching paint dry. I had to turn off the game, watch something that had a little more action, baseball. I honest to God thought LeBron James would try to upstage the World Cup, though, by announcing who he will bless his talents with next season, but he didn't. Quite surprised by it. So now, this week, the clock is tick, 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 ticking away. Where in the hell will LeBron James play next? That's the question this week. Now, the outsiders pretending to be insiders keep floating Golden State, Philadelphia, Cleveland, and Miami. The word is, we'll know sometime this week. Up next is the baseball trade deadline, which is Monday, August 3rd. We'll keep an eye on that because any team playing sub-500 ball right now is probably going to be a seller, dumping salary, trying to replenish their minor leagues. And as you know, I'm only concerned with what the Reds do, and I'm counting on them to screw up the pooch like they always do. And that is my spin on sports on the Wrap.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, the name of the game today is It Sounds Dirty, but it's not. I'll give you 3 clues, and you have to tell me what they are describing. Okay, clue number 1, I can be a salty rod. Clue number 2, I can satisfy your late-night cravings. And clue number 3, I can be twisted into different positions. It sounds dirty, but it's not. All right, one more time. I can be a salty rod, I can satisfy your late-night cravings, and I can be twisted into different positions. All right, go show some ice down your shorts, and I'll have the answer for you coming up.
It's time for some loose behavior on the Rat's Ass Podcast.
So what do we do when famous people say and do some really stupid stuff? So while giving a rebuttal about the Iran war last week, Democratic Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer whistled zippity-doo-dah out of his ass. And it was replayed all over national TV and social media. So for just being a Democrat, Chuck gets and he gets another one for soiling the sanctity of the Senate floor with a death blow, and one more because, well, he still wears those glasses on the tip of his dick nose.
Hey, heads up. Here comes your celebrity cheese.
All right, the World Cup halftime show with Madonna, Justin Bieber, Shakira, and BTS was a very blah performance, according to the critics. And some of the people who were really soccer fans or football fans, they hated it. Now, naturally, they compared it to Bad Bunny's Super Bowl halftime show earlier this year because for some damn reason, there seems to be this need to continue to praise Bad Bunny for that shitty halftime show. You know, I don't care how much entertainment media tries to shove Bad Bunny's performance down our throats. We saw it. We experienced it. And it sucked big hairy elephant balls. The divorce between country singer Jelly Roll and Bunny Love is done. Now, he filed on May 18th. That's less than 2 months. And the two simply divided the things up they felt were each other's goods. And in the end, Jelly did agree to pay Bunny one lump sum of cash. But the amount has not been disclosed. But it's obviously enough for her to say, oh yeah, give me that. I mean, nothing makes a woman orgasm more than a big, fat check. Am I right, ladies? Mm-hmm. The rag mags that cover celebs continue to push this narrative between Scooter Braun and Sydney Sweeney, but I'm calling BS on this. Have you noticed when they post photos of these two on the socials, you never see them touch lips? They never kiss. They do this little air kiss for the camera. It's always a fake kiss on the cheek. Sometimes they pose for the on-camera hug. They're not a couple. At best, it's friends with benefits. Two nicely shaped rounded benefits with light pink areola. I mean, and congratulations to our VP, J.D. Vance. He and his wife, Usha, gave birth to their fourth child. Well, she gave birth, he watched. But they have a son named Alex. So, hey, J.D., way to put the stem on the apple, my man. Great frickin' job. And that is a newborn slice of celebrity cheese for you.
Who gives a rat's ass?
Rat's Ass Podcast. Email from our Gmail.
All right, you can send your questions, comments, and observations to my producer, Fleabag, at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. And anything goes. The more outrageous and salacious, the better. And it's impossible to offend me, but please, knock yourselves out. Myron D., Charlotte, North Carolina, said, what do you think about your Governor Gavin Newsom now getting behind the socialist movement? Well, Myron, Newsom has governed like a socialist for the past 8 years. And on his way out, 165 days from now, not that I'm keeping track, he finally is admitting that he's a communist pile of monkey shit. Plus, if he thinks it'll put him in the White House, you bet your sweet and sour ass he's going to slither on over to the DSA side. But he can't hide from his record here in California or his 960 SAT scores. Okay, I got 1420 on mine, and I'm a moron. Can you imagine what kind of sparkling mineral water douche Newsom is in private? Nora K., McKeesport, Pennsylvania. Know it well, McKeesport. Good city. At least it used to be. What's the best advice you received from your parents? Well, I'm the son of a single mother, Nora, and the best advice she ever gave me after popping out 6 kids and losing 2 others was don't have kids. I think you'll agree the world should be happy that I didn't listen, or that I did listen. I don't have kids. Derek K., Zorman, Oklahoma, said, I've been seeing this girl from Stillwater about 80 miles away for a couple of years, and I thought everything was cool until the past month. Now she won't return my text, calls, or email. We didn't have any disagreements at all, so I'm kind of questioning what the hell happened. She just vanished. I don't want to ambush her by driving up to Stillwater, so should I keep trying or give up? Derek, we've talked about this in previous podcasts. Maybe you didn't hear it, but, you've reached out. She hasn't responded. So move on. Dude, there are plenty of other fish in the sea. Hens in the hen house. There really is. A lot of peacocks in the pen. Gravy on the potatoes.
I wish you could just shut your big yapper.
All right, Samuel B., Fort Worth, Texas. I'm not having any luck scoring with chicks this summer, and I'm not a bad-looking guy. How do I overcome my slump? Well, shammy me, boy. Sometimes when a man gets the old blue balls, he tends to try a little bit too hard, and women can sense a horn dog immediately. The best way to attract women is to act like you're not interested in them. They're like, why doesn't he like me? I'm curious. I need to find out. And when you do meet one that you like, never bring up sex. Don't talk about it. Just let it happen naturally. And here's a big tip for you. When you're checking out the ladies, always go for the girl in the white jeans. Trust me on this one. All right, Nikki Q, Riverside, California, says, I keep meeting men that have a hit it and quit it mentality. I'm tired of being used for a cum dump. Well, that is salacious. Thanks, Nikki, for being direct. What could be my problem? Nikki, I'd say you're meeting the wrong men because you're hanging out in the wrong places. I'd start by, not hanging out in places where men go to look to hook up. Golf courses is where men go to escape women. Try hanging out at one of those for starters. Okay? Let me know how that goes.
What the hell kind of joke's that?
It wasn't a joke. It was serious commentary. Try the golf course or go to a church.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
I don't know about those religious folk. Maybe just stay with the golf course. All right, we're playing It Sounds Dirty, But It's Not today. I gave you 3 clues, and you have to tell me what they describe. Let's review. I can be a salty rod. I can satisfy your late-night cravings. I can be twisted into different positions. It sounds dirty, but it's not. If you said a pretzel,
Yeah, baby.
congratulations, you got it right. But if you missed it, go see a doctor about your head trauma and get well soon. I've got to roll. I got to roll, baby. Because today, I'm going to dye my hair purple and get a nose ring at Wang Fu's House of Hair and Nose Rings. But first, is this real or is it riffraff? Did you know a 10-second kiss can pass along 80 million bacteria? Alexa, is this real or is it riffraff?
This is 100% real and it's gross and disgusting.
Okay, well, what is the average length of a makeout session between couples?
The average is about 30 minutes, but that also includes some hot and heavy who is your daddy action.
Okay, so if I'm doing the math right, that's about 2.4 billion bacteria shared.
Well, not exactly.
Okay, explain it to me.
After about 10 minutes of swapping spit, you've pretty much shared all the bacteria in your mouths.
Okay, so then if you kiss the woobus, I bet that increases the bacteria.
I don't have an answer for that.
Yeah, you see, there are just some things Alexa's just too shy to talk about. All right, I've got a few shout-outs to Rat Nation. Sarah Timmons of Athens, Georgia, Mike Morris of Lake Charles, Louisiana, Jaden Shavinsky of Norfolk, Nebraska, and Kelly Myers in Watertown, South Dakota, for those of you who like the right city. And around the world, Hambleton, New Zealand, Falkenstein, Germany, and Southwark in the UK. And Fleabag says that Southwark is a first-time Rat's Ass podcast listener, so let's set them up with some... Yes. Welcome, Southwark, to the show. Appreciate you being here on the Rat's Ass Podcast.
Now's your chance to be one of the few and the loud. Join Rat Nation at ratsasspodcast.com. Membership does have its rewards, you know.
All right, that's a wrap for this episode of the Rat's Ass Podcast. Go to ratsasspodcast.com to visit our hub and listen to previous episodes. Read the blog. It is loaded with lots of hot topicality, including Radio Wars. Watch Rat's Ass Rock TV, new top 10 up there this week. Join the mischief at Rat Nation and connect with us on the socials. We'll do this again on Thursday, July 23rd. Take care of each other, and thanks for stopping by the Rat's Ass Podcast in partnership with the Oz Podcast Group.
The conversation continues between podcasts on X and ratsasspodcast.com. ratsasspodcast.com.